What it do, folks? What it do? Team No Sleep. October the 9th, Montell Allen is just getting situated over there. I know
Yes, sir.
it's been a busy day out there in them streets.
Man, trying to be.
I, I
How
know,
you
man.
doing,
I
brother?
know, man. But I'm gonna start on time. I'm- if there's one thing for sure, we gonna start on time. Let me get you locked in. Let me get you locked in.
There you go.
Uh, Good to see you, brother. Good to see you.
Absolutely. Likewise.
Look. See, we got hecklers already here. Dan Ross talking about by my mom YouTube Premium. We had a little running joke the other night on the stream. Listen, don't give away the Christmas gifts just yet. She may have
Okay.
something in the stocking, and don't give away the Christmas gifts just yet. Uh, we gonna get into it, man. But I know you, and I know your mindset as well. Yeah, man. If you scoot over just a
Man,
little bit, get you locked in. I know what
yeah,
you
there
want
you
to
go.
talk about first and foremost, and it's exactly what I want to talk about as well. So, show has officially started. Seniors in the building, but let's go ahead and listen. What's going on in Florida, folks? We really want to make
Man,
sure that folks are taken care of. Milton has just hit landfall over there as a category. I think it was category 3. It was supposed to be up at category 5, but category 3 now. But still, the winds and the storm surge, the debris, right? Just everything, and going right through cutting right through the center of the state. So, man, we want to make sure that everyone is hopefully, we know they're not, but it would be nice if nobody was there. Right, we know
yeah.
that there are folks that are sitting there going to try to ride it out, and we wish them nothing but the best, man. I reached out to some folks that I know in Florida. You got any family, anybody in that area, man?
Yeah, I got a couple of friends in Florida, and I haven't had the opportunity to check in with them. I pray that they're a-okay.
Yeah,
Anybody around that Georgia, that whole border, I hope they're okay because this is tough, man. This time, I mean, they're getting hit back to back,
yeah,
which is crazy. I know my prayers just go out to them, man. I really do. My prayers really go out to them because, they got to rebuild and start all over again for a lot of these people, man. And that's not an easy thing to do, especially in today's climate. So
mm-hmm.
my prayers go out to everybody out there that's affected by the two hurricanes.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, because Helene is just now on the way out, and here come Milton,
Mm-hmm.
and I was watching a news report. I think it was yesterday too. One of old school meteorologists in the area, man. He got emotional just talking about the amount of rain that had fallen in such a short period of time, and just the tragedy of what's already happened and what's going to happen. Right? It's
Yeah,
just
yeah. I mean, can
to
you imagine being this? You're already being kind of, fragmented by the first hurricane, right?
yeah
It's fragmented because you got to pack up and leave or evacuate, or life just isn't the same, right? It's just everything's messed up as of right now, and then to come a week later, or maybe I think a little bit over a week later, another one's about to hit. We haven't even recovered from the first one, and now the next one's going to hit. Which I'm glad it was a category 3 and not a 5
mm,
again. But just the fact of the matter, they got to go through it, man. I mean, I don't know if anybody's ever been in a situation where it's been like a natural disaster or anything like that. I've been blessed. I haven't had to go through anything like that. But you were in the midst of the fires in Tahoe,
let's
not too long ago when
yeah.
that was going
So
on.
I've gone
So
through in Japan they call them typhoons, the same thing as a hurricane, right? So I've been through typhoons, and it's no joke. Right, when you got to batten down the
yeah,
hatches, quite frankly and quite literally, when you got to tape up the windows, when you have to secure everything, put the plot the wood over the windows and all. I mean, it's we see it on TV and the sandbags and all that. It's a weird feeling when you see it, but when you actually are out there going through it, it's a trip, man. So I know
yeah,
to an extent what these folks are going through. And
yeah,
look at that trajectory, man, right through the center of the
yeah.
state. That's
And what's crazy? Like you were saying, batting down the hatches and doing those things. I hate to sound this way, but that's the easy part, right? That's the easy part to
yeah,
kind of get it prepared so
yeah,
it doesn't do much damage. And then once the the damage kind of ravages through, now man, that's the hard part of rebuilding and trying to come back. And I don't think it just affects you personally. or not you, the victim, it affects the people that are around you, right? All your surroundings, your friends, your neighbors, the person down the street at the store, you know, it's bigger than what we think. And I think here on the West Coast, we don't understand that magnitude, right? I mean, we
Yeah.
have a few earthquakes, but it's never been so catastrophic where it's coming and it's coming back to back. And that, except for the '89 earthquake, right? That's the one that we were able to witness and go through. But we haven't had anything like that in such a long time. And I'm very empathetic to these people that have to go through it, because, man, I think picking up the pieces is hard. And it's going to be a lot harder now with the insurance stuff going on,
Yeah.
and then pulling insurance from people's homes, you know, getting funding now, and we're going through you know, this presidential candidacy. How are they going to get their federal funding? How's that going to get out there? How are they going to help these people out? How are they going to even help them start to rebuild? All those
Yeah.
things are questions that they got to go through. So it's a tough time. My prayers go out to them,
It's
big time.
that domino effect that we talk about a lot, man. Right? Because again, so with the fire that we went through, and then going through the insurance thing, right? It was real tough to get reinsured for a new property after everything burned down, and then you think about these folks go through this every single year, and I think about the folks in the middle of the U.S. as well, Tornado Alley and all that.
Yes.
Some strong-willed, strong-minded folks to be able to go through this all the time. Earthquakes are a trip too. Like when the ground
Yeah.
starts shifting and things like that. We've had those here, Loma Prieta, and I was in that. I know how the earthquakes feel, but they're typically over in 3, 4, 5 seconds. And they're short.
Yeah.
There's no surge. There's no wind. There's no tornado. There's no all of the. There's no debris floating down the field. There's no landslide. Right. There's not all the stuff that comes with the
Yeah,
hurricane or the
we don't
typhoon.
see roofs flying off. We don't see the roof flying off
Right.
a person's house, and we don't see those types of things. I think, and I think us in California, you know, we again, we don't understand. We kind of
Yeah.
don't understand. We empathize, but we don't understand. And I seen like some of the victims that were from the first hurricane, and how they were saying how things just were bad, and how things were, you know, were all messed up. And now just to have to go through this one more time in a short period of time, where you didn't even get a chance to catch your breath from the first one, man, I can't.
It's a
My
trip.
prayers go out.
It's a
Yeah, my
trip.
prayers really go out.
So I'm looking at it. So let's do that right there. But I want to give some acknowledgments to everyone here as well. Hey, Mr. Roth, we see you talking about that as well, man. Hopefully your parents are going to be safe and be okay. The fact that we are back screaming, I can't leave Twitter alone. Okay, so I can't leave them alone. I had a chat with their engineering team, and we back. So it's good that we're back, and we're seeing the majority of folks are coming to us and watching us live on Twitter. I'll never call it X. I'll always call it Twitter. That's where my folks are. But
Mhm.
hopefully, man, we can leave that alone.
Gotta hey,
You know, hopefully, if there's some folks that are in the midst of this and they're holding it out, waiting it out, hopefully they can find some solace or some entertainment, some enlightenment, some education by tuning in to me and Montell right now as well. So I wanted to put that out there.
Yeah.
We do have some stories to talk about, though. Right? We do have. You didn't send me no stories, so you just gonna go with what I want to talk about today. Right.
Yeah, today's your day. We're gonna shine on what you want to talk about.
Today is my day. Okay, let me put this up there because this is all you. Even though it's my day, this is all you.
Okay.
JuJu Watkins is someone who I'm a Paige Beckers fan. UConn, she's phenomenal. She gonna be it. JuJu Watkins is it. Montell Allen has been talking about this child for years in terms of the impact that she has and she's going to have on not just women's sports, but sports in general. JuJu Watkins has signed another deal, because she already had a deal with Nike. She has signed an extension with Nike to make her one of the most, I'll say it, one of the richest 19-year-olds on this planet. JuJu Watkins got shoes. She got, listen, shouts out to the USC youngster right there. This is amazing. When I saw this story, I immediately thought of you because you've been talking about her and you've been saying, listen, what she's doing in the community, what she's doing on the court, what she's doing off the court, her impact, and now it's being recognized really from a financial perspective. And I think more and more people are going to see what she brings, not just to the game, but also just to being a good person. So yeah, I wanted to put this up here about JuJu Watkins signing this extension with Nike. Man, come on, wait till she hit the
Man,
league. Wait till she hit the
I've
league,
been
brother.
like I've been raving about JuJu for
Yeah,
a long time, and I've been telling everybody if you haven't watched a woman's basketball game, especially collegiate, you got to watch her.
yeah,
And you got to watch her games and you watch how she plays. I think she's been the best player in college basketball for the last 2 years. Yes, better than Caitlin Clark. Absolutely. She's better than Caitlin Clark. For those that are Caitlin fans. She's amazing. She's young. She's very personable. I think I think we were talking about a story about her where they wanted to, there was a young lady I think taking pictures of her or something like that, and she broke out of all the crowd and everything just to go say hi to the young lady, just to show how personality. I mean, this is like a young little girl that was in the crowd of a lot of people. She made sure she parted ways to make sure she said hi to the little girl,
yeah,
took pictures with her, and signed whatever she wanted her to sign, and did all those things. So it just kind of shows the personality she is. And then me being in Southern California, I see a lot of news about her and the things they show her on TV. Man, she's just an all-around good person that is very, very talented in basketball. And I'm
yeah.
glad she's been able to get her shine and get her due. And Nike sees it as well. I think she's going to be a very influential person for years to come, and especially in the sports of women basketball.
The only problem is she's a sophomore.
Yeah,
We still got to
she's
wait
young.
2 years before she gets to the pros. That's
I don't know.
the
I
only
don't know if that's
negative
going
there.
to happen. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if she's going to. I don't know how that's going to work. Well, now that she's rich, she's probably going to stay at USC the remaining years
Mm-hmm.
of her college career, and then go to the pros. But she's talented enough to play at the next level
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
she ready. She ready. I
She's a
thought there was
phenom.
I thought there was an age requirement for the WNBA though that was a little more
I'm not quite
restrictive.
sure how that.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not sure how that works. Yeah, I'm not sure how that works for the WNBA. But I mean, if anybody can go early, it will be her. That's what I said.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, I'm a Paige Beckers, but JuJu Watkins, and you're right. She's a much more in college and maybe even now more of a complete player than Caitlin.
Mhm.
Caitlin knows as well that her defense is not what it needs to be. She's
Yeah.
pretty soft on defense. She needs to work
Mhm.
on that, and she knows that she's uttered that and she's made that statement. But every time I watch USC, every time I watch JuJu play, complete game, complete game.
Complete.
So
They're she's going to be something special. You know, bar no injuries, right? Bar no injuries, or
yeah,
nothing happens to her. She is going to be very, very special and a very influential, and probably the face of women's sport for a
wow,
long time to come. I think
that would be
she can have
amazing.
that type of impact.
Yeah,
She can have that type of impact for real. And I'm not just talking basketball. I'm talking about the face of women's sports. How Venus Serena was for so long. How other female athletes. She could be the face of all women's sports and be that iconic figure, I believe. And she's at USC, man. So she's got some good head on her shoulders.
hmm
Her parents are very, very, very well versed. I've seen them on a couple of interviews. How they talk about her. Keep her very, very down to earth too. JuJu, it seems like her interview, she's very, very down to earth. So I've never met her, but I mean, I think she's just watch her. If anybody
yeah.
got it, just please watch her, and I hope you'll feel the same way as I do.
Yeah, I mean, what was crazy is the USC, the Southern Cal, the LA, the spotlight, and haven't heard any issues. Right,
No,
ever since she really got on the scene with the game, haven't heard no problems. Her roaming with the wrong crowd or whatever. But Juju just seems to be doing it, and now that she got this Otani kind of money, now that now that she got that shade. What's going on in LA? Everybody in LA got that good money. She got that Otani type money.
yeah,
We'll
yeah,
obviously wish her the best and know she's gonna keep doing the right thing. But goodness gracious, yeah. Hey, congratulations, JuJu. Make that money. Don't be afraid to send some of that. Okay, okay.
yeah.
But,
Keep it. Man, I just hope it stays that way, right? She stays a positive role model. She stays in that frame. She continues to do the right thing. Like I said, I think she's going to be the face of women's sports completely. You know, you always have one iconic person. I think she has the ability to be that iconic person because her sports ability is that far ahead of everybody else's at such a young age. So she's only going to get better.
True.
And as the WNBA blows, she going to blow. You know what I mean? As the way
blow.
that's going, she going to blow even more so.
Listen,
just watch the wave, man. I've been talking about it for 2 years.
You have. So that I wanted to lead with that because that's a Montell Allen, hat tip right there. Because this man always talking. Now I got to go buy a New Jersey. Now, right now, I told you I already burnt my Johnny Manziel. I told you my story about the Johnny Manziel. I confessed to everyone a number of years ago. Listen, I'm not buying any more rookie quarterback jerseys, but maybe I'll buy a JuJu Watkins jersey. Okay.
Buy USC so that way you stay in college. So it's all
well,
good.
I kind of be in trouble though, right? Because UCLA, USC.
It's all right, man. It's okay. Go on to the other side. Cross over to the other side for the joint game.
See, that would be just like me wearing ducks instead of beavers, man. There could be some furniture moving around here. There could be I'd have some explaining to do. All right.
That's a good explanation, though. JuJu Watkins is a great explanation why you're a fan, so it's all good.
I love it. Back to a story let's talk a little bit more about LA. Let's talk about what's going on. We kind of touched on a similar story like this as well. This is not a good thing necessarily, though. Listen, my man went to Walker Buehler, pitcher for the Dodgers, went to horse racing horse racing event. Some folks rolled up on him. He was there with his wife. They mugged him, took his watch, took his fancy watch.
Jacked him, yeah.
Jacked him. Just right there in broad daylight. He was all around everybody. Just took his stuff. It brings back memories of Ricky Pearsall, right? For the 49ers when he got mugged right in front of them all in San Francisco. Mm-hmm. What? Not telling anyone not to floss and not to you work hard, you play hard, go and buy yourself the good stuff. Y'all can see all my search history. You see what was showing up in the ads over here. You see where I've been looking at online. But just I don't know. Be aware of your situation. Be aware of your surroundings. But again, you don't want to let the bad folks win, right? So do your thing and wear your stuff.
No, yes, you do.
Come on, let's talk about this, man.
Let's be honest. I mean, we got to be very, very honest.
Yeah.
If you're rich and in the limelight, you're a target for criminals. You're a target. It's been like that. It's funny because it used to be like that just in hip hop, right? It was just a hip hop thing. Well, rappers will get robbed and all that stuff. Now it's carried over to sports, and if you're a figure, an iconic person, especially in the streets of LA, in Oakland, in those areas right there, you are a target. And I would just say that in any urban area, you are a target. You have to be able to watch where you go. He was at a racetrack. Obviously, you see some unsavory characters over there. They saw him. They recognized who he was. They saw his watch, and they took it from him. That's not right. But I'm saying if you're going to be a person that's in that limelight, you got to be very wary and very protective of yourself. The days of you just going out on a date are no longer an option anymore in certain situations.
That's crazy.
Those days are over with.
Yeah, you have to have security now.
Yeah, you have to have security with you now. And if you're having millions and millions of dollars and you're on TV, guess what? You better have security now, because people are desperate nowadays, man. So people are gonna take advantage of any opportunity they can get. So if I see a shiny nickel on the ground, guess what? I'm gonna pick it up. Mm-hmm. That's the way they look at it. I see a shiny nickel walking around with his platinum watch, and I know there's $30,000, and he got a pocket full of money. People that are desperate don't care. They don't respect the situation where you are. None of that anymore. I'm going to take what he has because that's the only way in the other means I see him be getting that. So you are a target. So you have to be very, very careful. It's sad. It's unfortunate, but that's the way that's the way things are right nowadays.
Man, that is terrible. That I hear and I understand it, and I think again, just coming from a background that I came from, and just knowing as well, I'd be a little more cognizant of walking out with a Richard Mille or something high end. Like I'm gonna wear my little Apple Watch. I'm not gonna wear all of the bedazzled type of thing, even if I had it. I mean that's when you take But I
But
can
see,
only talk. I can only talk
the
third
people that
person
don't have it
removed because I'm
always
not in
say
that
that. All that.
situation. Yeah, I was gonna
The
say I
people
can
that
only.
don't have it always say that I would do that if I didn't have it. The people that don't have it say that all the time. If you got
I
it,
wish somebody would roll up on me. I wish somebody would roll up. Yeah, right.
I'm not in that situation. I mean, if you're rich, you're supposed to be able to, have a good time and like you said, buy yourself some nice things. But like I said, unfortunately, in the climate, the way today things are, you have to bring protection. You have to bring security. Or a la 50 Cent, what he says, when he buys his jewelry, guess what? He gets a replica of his fake. And that's what he wears around when he goes
That's
around in
true.
public. So if
That's
you
true.
go rob me, you rob me for my fake stuff, and my other stuff is locked up away in my safe in my house. So I think we got athletes and entertainers have to move smarter. They got to move smarter if they don't want these things to happen, especially if you plan on being in these situations and go out. The thing is, the blessing in this, man, they didn't kill him or they didn't beat him up or they
Yeah.
didn't hurt him.
Yeah.
Because that's a reality too now. You know what I mean? That's a reality too. So thank God that didn't happen to him. They only took him for some material things, which I'm pretty sure he got that insured. He's going to be reimbursed for that. And everything will be okay, man. But they just got to be careful. And I'm not going to say we can't be like, hey, it's not like that. It is like that now.
Yeah.
That's the way
Yeah.
it is now.
Yeah. And then dire straits and opportunistic people be aware, be vigilant. But yeah, you put yourself out there, something like that's gonna happen. It's just sad. I think as I get a little more seasoned in life, I just want peace. I just want to go. If I want to go to the racetrack, I just want chill. I just want to get me some
Yeah.
peanuts, popcorn. Is that what they get at the horse races? I don't know.
I mean, you just want to enjoy the moment
You
and the
know what I'm saying?
festivities,
I
right?
just I
That's
just
what
want to
I'm
go
trying
out
to
there
say.
and do my thing. I don't want no you know bad tempers and bad and folks acting the fool and trying to take me for my shoes, my
Hey,
watch.
man, I don't want that either. But like we said, the times now, that's the way it is. So
Tough
you
out there
got
in
to
these
your
streets
T's, your T's got to be crossed and your I's got to be dotted no matter where you go.
all the
So you
time.
got to be very, very diligent in what's going on. And like we said, it could be anywhere from an urban neighborhood to the barbershop to being somewhere like at a racetrack where it's in a public area.
Hmm.
People just don't care anymore. They really don't because it's desperate times. And when there's desperate times, people take desperate measures. Unfortunately, like I said, the blessing in this whole story, he didn't get hurt. They didn't hurt
Yeah,
him or his girlfriend or his wife. So that's the true blessing in the story that didn't happen. Material things he can get back. He's a millionaire. He can get that back. Or
that's
that's
true.
insured. Those are small things. So if you're ever in that situation, man, please let go of those material things. You can recoup that. But
Can't
you
recoup that
can't,
life.
we only get one life.
Can't recoup that
Yeah, we
life.
only get one. So man, hold on to that and do what you got to do, man. It's just it's a sad situation, but thank God he's okay.
Yeah, good thing. Good thing for sure. What's up, everyone? See you jumping in, Mr. Cox. See you, brother. Appreciate you. Keep the moderating, Mr. Cox. Make sure that Dan Roth doesn't act the fool out there in these comment streets, and do what you got to do for that. Um, there is a kind of unsettling story that we probably want to talk about too. There seems to always be these types of stories, and unfortunately, I try to avoid them, but we can't avoid them because somebody needs to talk about them because we can't just let them go with the wind. Jabrill Peppers, man, Jabrill Peppers. Listen, he a beast out there on the field. He's great player. But here he is right now. Unfortunately, he has been arrested, charged with assault, drug charges. The assault is whatever. Assault is different. Assault versus battery, right? Understand the difference between those folks. If you don't know the difference between those, read up and understand the difference. Drug charges, okay, that is what it is as well. Strangulation piece. Here we go again with another grown ass man putting their hands on a woman in the middle of an argument and expecting anything. Uh, there's nothing good that can come out of that.
No.
It doesn't even make sense for a man to put his hands on a woman and be strangling her in the midst of an argument about whatever. Last time we
What
had this kind
my
of story.
question?
Last time we had
What
this kind of story, Montell, I'm gonna put you on the spot. What did you say?
I don't know. What did I say?
You just said leave.
I said, what did I say? Huh?
you just said leave. Right now, be the
Yeah.
man about it, or whatever. Be the adult about it,
I
and
was
just
gonna lead.
leave the
into that.
situation.
But
Okay.
I got a question. I'm like, what could she have possibly have said to him that made him that angry, where he felt he needed to choke her out? I don't care what kind of drag him out, dogged out argument you have, and I don't care what she's talking about. If that situation, you have so much to risk with your career and everything going on.
Mm.
Why, like you said, why not just leave? Leave. I'm sure wherever you was at, there was more than one exit. So you can leave out the front door, the back door, the side door, climb out the window, do whatever you got to do, but just leave. Let her stew and be pissed off all she want,
Mm-hmm.
and you go jump in your car, and you go be pissed off all you want, and drive around till calmer heads prevail. I don't see any reason for all this, and now he's in this situation. This is just similar almost to the young man that got arrested at the University of Georgia. Same thing, getting in trouble with his baby mama, having an argument with her and all that stuff. So it's starting to become a pattern. And the thing is, I hate this about our media, and I'm going to say it, I'm going to just say it. They profile it on African American athletes more than they do on Caucasian athletes. A lot. Our domestic violence is a front page news. Their domestic violence is barely get written about or ever unless it's a really big deal. Because as we could say a year ago, practically the Seattle Seahawks had the young man that beat the dog snot out of his girlfriend. Remember the white offensive
We the
line?
only ones talked about that. I'm not going to pat us
I ain't
on the
never
back,
heard nothing.
but we the only ones that talked about that, and hopefully got some conclusions. But yeah, keep going, brother. Yeah.
I've never, I haven't heard the resolution of that. I haven't heard anything about it. They made sure they took that, swept it, and put it under the rug. This one, and the ones that are happening to the University of Georgia, that parade. I've seen them on ESPN. Boom, this is what happened. This is what happened. These are on these situations. So I hate that part that they parade us a little bit more.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, wrong is wrong, right? They're doing wrong. So when you're doing wrong and you're doing things like this and you're assaulting women and strangling women, there's a bigger problem. And I do believe this. As I get older and I see it, football players need to go through anger management classes or scenarios or training.
Okay.
They really do. I really believe that at a certain point you need to go through anger management training and understand how to control your anger. Because obviously a football player is taught to turn it on and turn it off really quick and really fast, right? So you're turning it on and very intense for 2.5 hours on national TV, and then you're asked to turn it off. You turn it on for an hour and a half in practice, then you're asked to turn it off. I think as you do that mechanism for so long in your life, it's just your pattern. That's how you learn to do. And then you get in situations like this where you get in arguments and you get to that point where you're so hot, you don't know how to turn it off. Because you're in the battle, in either the battle or the argument in the moment.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you a pass.
Right.
I didn't give you a pass to do what you did. I'm saying they need to figure out and get a better understanding how they need to be able to control their anger. And it's a pattern because we keep seeing it all the time.
Yeah.
So
two things on that. I guess
right?
I want to say two things. I want to agree with you on both parts. I want to bring up just when you talk about turning it on, turn it off. I disagree, and I know they got to do it because it's TV money and all that. I disagree with taking these gladiators right off the field after they lose, even after they win, and then expecting them to give a press briefing. To be able to go right to an on the field reporter and talk somewhat civilly after they've for 4 quarters for whatever period of time, any sport, but football mainly as well, and especially if you lose, to be able to give a conversation. Well, what didn't go well? What happened? What do you think you can do better? Again, how does someone turn it on and then turn it off so quick to be able to go from linebacker going straight for the quarterback versus then now they're talking to ESPN and trying to give an interview?
I disagree with you because you're just articulating yourself. Like this is that's a verbal conversation. I can still have a verbal conversation when I'm angry. I can express myself when I'm angry, when I'm talking. So if you ask me a question, I can still articulate myself to the best of my ability at that point of emotions. I'm saying when it becomes the physical part, when you turn it on that high, and when it gets to that boiling point, they don't know how to turn it off at all.
Okay.
See,
Okay.
after the game,
Okay.
you're starting to calm yourself down, right? You're starting to reality setting in. We lost. I'm upset about it, but you know what? I got to go answer these questions. Obviously, you see it when a reporter asks a dumb question, they either ignore them or they say something stupid or they give you a sound bite
Yeah.
or they walk away, walk out, right? Those things happen, but you're starting that calming mechanism. But I know once you get to a certain point, I don't think they know how to turn it off, at least not fast, because you get situations like this. He's obviously in an argument with a lady
Yeah.
about whatever it is, and it gets to the point where he doesn't know how to control his anger.
And see,
And it would be
they at
different
the
if it was only,
house.
yeah, it's different if it's only him, right? Oh, Jerry,
Yeah.
he's the only one that does it. No, it's happening over and over and
Yeah.
over again
Yeah.
with players.
It's happening over and over again, and some of the common denominator is the third piece of this, right? So again, the weapons, the strangulation, and then these drug charges.
Yes.
Why does this
And I'm pretty sure alcohol
why
is
does this
probably involved too.
multimillionaire need to have? Again, I don't want to stereotype or make judgments.
Well,
Why you got cocaine? Why you got cocaine
I
at the
bet you,
house?
I bet you if we did the numbers,
Yeah.
there's a high proportion of domestic violence within boxers and football players.
Come on. Okay.
I don't know the numbers off my head, and I don't have to. I can't do it while we're talking. But I bet you, if you looked at the domestic cases, those are the two professions in sports that you have to turn your violent all the way up and turn it all the way down. So I bet you there's a high. So I think there's something there. I believe, and I do believe, only certain boxers make a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
Not every boxer makes some, but I know for a fact a lot of professional football players make pretty decent money, and owners make a lot of money. Why aren't they providing these young men would say, hey, we need to figure you guys out and get you guys some anger management classes and let you guys get certified to understand how to control your anger.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously when you're young, you're probably ignored, right? But if you did it every year, if you're young, you kind of ignore it. I ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. I know what I'm doing. But as you get older, you start to kind of understand, right? Oh man, I do get pissed off really fast. Does CTE have anything to do with it? I don't know. I can't tell you that, but all those things need to come a play why we have such a high rate of domestic violence. And it's starting younger and younger, like I said. I mean, I read Georgia's had 7 arrests since the season started on various charges, including domestic violence.
Crazy.
So it's a pattern that's happening. It is a pattern that's happening. So maybe us as a society and a sports society need to jump ahead. Maybe owners need to jump ahead and say, you know what, maybe we need to figure this out, real quick. It's a part of our, make it a part of their insurance. Make them pay for it. They got the money, but make sure it's mandatory. They got to go through these classes to kind of figure out what's going on. Because it's a pattern that's the pattern's continually and it's getting more and more. And now with social media and networks, it's always blasted on TV. So it's not a hidden thing, right? It's not a hidden. You can just hit your wife and get away with it. She ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah.
There's a bruise. Somebody's gonna say something. She looks different. We suspect it, and then it kind of comes all out. Or you get arguments like this. So I would think they would want to get ahead of it, right? If you want to protect your commodities from getting in these situations, why not provide services for them to say, hey, you need to go ahead and take these classes so we don't have the situation no more, or we can avoid the situation as much as possible.
Makes sense to me, but I'm a simple man. Folks, listen, y'all over there on Twitter too. Come on, I see over 70 people watching us right now. So I mean, you can leave live comments. We have the technology. You can leave live comments over there as well as over on YouTube. So it's just, I hate these stories, man. I do, right? When someone is putting their hands on someone, and when there's drugs, when there's alcohol, it can't be a financial need conversation that they were fighting over. Because again, I know they losing over there, and maybe that was part of him as well. Again, I'm just third person looking in. Don't know.
What's funny, like, okay, drugs and alcohol is a personal choice, right? You choose to take those things if you want to. That's your personal thing. But when you start putting your hand, especially as a big man such as yourself, being a football player, on your woman, that to me, there's a problem. Like, what were you going to prove by beating her? Like, let's be honest with you. What's the point you're trying to prove? That you can dominate her? Of course, physically you can dominate her. You're a big football player. You're a big man. You should be able to. You're a person that's on the field. Your whole life is about violence, being violent on the field. So at the end of the day, what was you trying to prove? Because she didn't listen to you? She didn't do what you said? I mean, I don't know the nature of the argument, but whatever it is, it couldn't have been that. It shouldn't have been that bad, or should have escalated to that point. So, my question to anyone that beats their wife, what are you trying to prove? I don't know that you can actually physically beat them up. Okay, I don't think that's. I don't think that was a secret.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not. I really don't understand the ideology or your mindset when people do that. Because my thing is just walk away. If it's that bad to that point, let's skedaddle. Let me get up out of here, so
Leave.
I can avoid this whole
Right.
situation.
Go sleep in the garage. Whatever.
Yeah.
Just get away.
He can
Right.
he can afford 1,000,000 hotels. Just go to the hotel.
Go to the guest
Go to the
house.
hotel. Be like, look, hey, I'm not gonna do. Listen, hey, you mad? I'm not gonna deal with this right now. I got a lot on my mind. I'm getting out. You ain't gonna leave. Blah blah blah. Peppers was a 4-4. Run to the back door and get out.
Right.
Beat her to the
I
back
mean,
door and
folks,
get out.
listen. We not making light of this. We just saying it
Yeah.
again. This does not need to happen. And it doesn't
Doesn't need
make
to
sense.
happen, man. In every situation, the Ray Rice situation didn't happen.
Yeah.
I don't. To this day, I don't know what she said to piss Ray Rice off that bad to make him throw a punch at her like that. I don't know what the guy in Seattle. I don't know why he beat his girl like that. I don't even care if she slept with my best friend. I'm not gonna put my hands on her. I'm just going to leave the situation. Bye. We're done. I'm out.
Done.
See you later. Ain't nothing else you can say to me. What about the kids? I got enough money to pay child support. I will take care of them and I will still be in your life, but me and you are done. So there's nothing you can say to me to make me be in that situation that makes me want to put my hands on you. Now, don't get me wrong. I know there's some women that like to hit on their men and punch their men and assault their men to drive them to the point where they will hit them. And I think there's a difference between defending yourself, somebody hurting you, and beating on somebody else. So if a man is defending himself from some woman trying to pick up something and hit him, and he strikes her, that's a different conversation we're having. But for him to just straight strangle her in the midst of an argument because you pissed off because you mad about what she said or what she told you or what she didn't tell you, man, you need to have enough self-control and just bounce out the situation. It's not worth it. And he's gonna figure that out with these criminal charges and suspensions and all that stuff, that it's not worth it. It's not worth it's not worth the headache.
Yeah. Arrested, posted $2,500 bail, appeared in Raymond. Woo, woo, woo. He's charged with assault and battery. So the assault, he made the gesture, and then battery again with the actual physical altercation. Dangerous weapon, possession of a Class B substance, cocaine. Man, that just not a good day, man. Not a good day for anybody.
Yeah,
and it's not.
and,
It's terrible.
and you know what? It could all have been avoided if he didn't put her hands on.
Right.
If he would have just left, he wouldn't have been arrested. They wouldn't know he had cocaine. There wouldn't have been no stress. Nothing would have been happened. He would have just said, you know, I'm gone, man. I'm peace. I'll talk to you tomorrow when you calm down.
We might. I was gonna say we got a gang of folks listening right now. We got 100 folks that's just chiming in live with us. So again, welcome back to it. If we back in the building, watch what you say, Montell, because I'll come for you.
I don't get the mindset of why you put your hands on your woman. I really, like I said, I'm going to be very clear. If you're defending yourself from your woman assaulting you, like if she's hitting you with something or hitting you or scratching you in the face, something, that's a different conversation because you're defending yourself from being assaulted. But for guys that just put their hands on their woman, I don't get it. I really don't understand. I don't know what you're trying to prove in that situation. I really don't understand it. What are you trying to accomplish in that type of scenario? It doesn't vibe me. I don't know. She can say anything to piss you off to the heavens above, and there's nothing that why would one put my hands on you? Like me physically punching a woman in the face, like for what? What's the reason? For me strangling her till she why? What's the reason? What am I gonna accomplish out of that for those seconds that I was able to do that? Because to be honest with you, know what? The crazy part is the issue that you had is still there. It didn't change because you whooped her ass.
Yep.
It didn't change. The issue was still exactly there. You didn't resolve anything. If she didn't trust you, think about it. If she didn't trust you in the conversation about trust, she ain't gonna trust you no more because you beat her up. If the situation was about money and you beat her up, she's not gonna stop spending money because you beat her. Whatever the scenario situation is, you beating her is not gonna stop it.
We having counseling over here. We having counseling sessions for these folks right here. Just do like Tiger Woods' ex-wife did, and just beat up the car. Grab one of the golf clubs and just beat up the car. Okay, let's move on.
Well, I ain't encourage nobody to tear up nobody's property either. I ain't saying do all that. I'm saying when a man is physically assaulting a woman, man, I think there's an issue. I think there really is an issue, and I think that doesn't resolve anything except for you about to get in trouble. And this Gerard is about to lose a whole lot more so than when he was a game. If he would have just left, if he'd have left the situation. And trust me, I ain't not oblivious, but I've been in those knockdown arguments with my spouse as well. Where you just don't. Well, she's saying everything in the world to hurt you to the core. And you know what I'm talking about, them conversations where she gonna say everything and anything to hurt you to the core that you get so mad. But the bottom line, you don't put your hands on it, right? You just don't. You just like, you know what? Cool, I'm gonna go ahead. That's the messed up stuff you said. But I'm gonna go ahead and bounce.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in the garage for a long time. I'm gonna go in the backyard. I'm gonna cut the grass, but it's midnight. Don't worry about that. I know. It's midnight. I'm gonna be cutting the grass. Listen, who anybody playing tonight with baseball? You're not into baseball.
Well, no, man. The Padres look like they might pull
see. There you go. Okay, I was trying to avoid your Padres doing a little resurgence.
They're not both Padres. I'm not a baseball fan, but the fact that
your Padres though, last few years, you start rooting for them, or I start rooting for them, think they're gonna do something, and then they fall off the planet. So I didn't want to jinx it. I
hope they'll be able to pull it off and make it to the next thing. I think what we should be talking about is them Dodger fans after, when they knew when they beat them in LA, throwing stuff on the field. Yeah. All the fights after the game.
Dodger fans getting like Philly fans. Yeah. Listen, they throwing batteries and yeah.
But see, what's going to happen in that? It's all cool until somebody get hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I mean somebody get hurt, I'm talking about a player. I ain't talking about a fan. They already got your money, so they ain't too concerned about you. But they talking about if one of the players get hurt and throwing stuff on the field or doing something like that, then it's going to be a problem for the fans because everything's going to change the dynamics the way they get to attend the games, which they don't want that, man. Like, it's unnecessary. Like, I'm a fan, but I'm not a fanatic to the point where I want to hurt somebody because they beat my team.
Right.
That's something. There's a problem right there, man. That problem is called alcohol. You get too much alcohol and you start acting stupid. Like, come on, man.
I think in some sports and especially baseball, along those lines, I think fans are too close to the players. I think they're building. There's some baseball stadiums where the fans are right there. Even here in San Francisco, right? A couple of others that I've gone to as well. Fans are right there. They're a little too close. Even though those are the high dollar, high value seats, and typically you're not gonna have folks acting a fool unless you're Spike Lee and he gonna go out there on the court and start talking back.
I don't have a problem with somebody heckling somebody. That's fine. I mean, you pay your money, you can talk trash back and forth to the players. As long as it doesn't get to a physical point, right? As long as you ain't throwing soda, no beer, or you ain't throwing no batteries at nobody.
Yeah,
we all cool, man. It's all fun and games. And again, at the end of the day, it's a game. I've never got to a point. I don't know if you have. I've never got to a point where I'm watching the game and my team loses, the team I'm rooting for loses, where I want to pick up a battery and throw it at their player.
No, I just burned my terrible towel. I had a couple of them. I burned one of them. That's all I did was burn my terrible towel. But no, you're right, right? But no physical harm to anyone.
No, I'm not trying to harm nobody. I care. Like, people need to understand the reality is they are millionaires. That person that you're throwing a battery in and all that doesn't know you from nobody, and neither does your team that you root for doesn't know you from anybody. Your seat 1,059 sitting in row C. That's all you are to them. So why are you so passionate about what they lose? And if you were the dummy to bet money on it and lost money, you don't take it out because of the team beating. You're so stupid for betting on them.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why this emotional. I mean, we have an emotional connection because we're fans, but there's not a personal connection where I need to harm you.
No, fan is
I don't
short
believe
for
in it.
fanatics.
That's almost the dumbest thing. Yeah. Well, so you so stupid, you're gonna go throw a battery at a millionaire because you mad because you lost. That's gonna end up just as bad as you beating on your woman.
That's true. That's true.
It's gonna be a bad night. At the end of the day, it's gonna be a bad night because when they catch you, it's all good. So I just don't understand why we get so caught up in those things. I mean, I'm the biggest fan of a lot of people, and I love sports, but if someone beats them in competition, dude, they're millionaires. They go home and they fine.
I almost
If he ain't got
wonder
no
this.
problem and he ain't fighting about it,
Yeah, I mean,
why would I fight
I
about it?
almost wonder this because we've laced them up, but I almost wonder if it's the folks that are doing those egregious things are the ones who again haven't been in the locker room, haven't laced them up, haven't experienced
Yeah,
team
yeah.
composition. It's the ones who wish that they knew how to throw the ball, the ones who wish they could
Well,
run. Right against the ones who are trying to live vicariously through a
the,
Montell Allen because he's out there making
the,
tackles and making
no,
touchdowns.
but the funny thing is, if the Dodger players don't have a problem with it and they're not fighting the San Diego Padres,
Yeah.
why are you think you can go ahead and throw a battery and want to fight the San Diego Padres? That's like the dumbest. If the person they're going against doesn't care enough and he ain't fighting about it, why would I even want to be involved in the fight? At the end of the day, people need to separate reality from entertainment, and I mean sports entertainment. They are millionaires. They going home to sleep at night, living in a good, comfortable life. You are that fan that got to go to work in the 9 to 5 in the morning. Separate yourself, brother. You're not the same person. You're not a part of the team. You're not that. You're just
My
a fan
goodness.
watching and being entertained.
My goodness. Some people have lost their sense of morality. Reggie says right and wrong are getting mixed up a lot of these days. And I agree with you 100%. Reggie's up there in Seattle. So, and I've been to, I mean, that field where the Seahawks, is it still Seahawks? Good Lord, it's been so long. So I've been there. And again, it's high and it's deep. And again, the fans who have bought the boxes, they're right there on the field. They're right there in the end zone. One, again, I think it's a little close, but again, you get that liquid courage in them. You get that fan duel in them, right? Whatever they betting on, and
Yeah.
they betting on whoever scores the first touchdown gets the first interception, and they lose that parlay. Then they think they can go out there and run on the field and have a conversation with Geno Smith himself. Man, it's just not a good look.
You're
That's
the
not a
fool
good
that
look.
bet it. Why you shouldn't have bet it? That's the number one thing you shouldn't have bet. That's your number one problem. You shouldn't have bet. And number two, you should have got that liquid courage in you, so you not to do that. I'm just saying, everybody's right. Just chiming in. We got to separate, like I said, the fan from the entertainment part. It's not reality, bro. You're not a part of the game. You're just a fan cheering on the game. So if you feel that you need to get so involved that you got to get physically involved or physically harm one of the players, then you don't need to be at the event. You're too emotionally attached. You're too much involved if that's the case. Because this is just for entertainment value. At the end of the day, I don't care what game. I'm about to say the bad word. I don't care what game it is.
We're grown
It's
folks.
just
We can say what we need to say around here.
it's a game. But it's a game. It's a game that millionaires get paid to play. And those millionaires have no idea who James Hicks or Montell Allen is. They care less.
They don't care less.
So
my little $150 for the seat and my $10 for the hot dog, they get a cut of that, and that's all they care about.
They thank you. Thank you very much, Montell, for spending your hard work money that you work from 9 to 5 with 5 days a week at. Thank you very much. I don't care about who you are, and don't mess with me. I don't care. Like I don't. You're not a part of any part of my life. They don't care that way. I'm not saying don't be a fan, but I'm saying, bro, not to the point where you want to harm somebody. Just like, yo, okay, we lost. Chalk it up. And like I said, if the players that they're going against don't have the golf to go fight because they lost, then why the hell is a fan watching?
Yeah, why is there not a brawl at the end of every game? Lately, there's been a couple of little scrap ups, but again, 10 minutes afterwards, they cool in the tunnel. They cool behind the scenes. But
they cool,
again,
man.
the competition
they going to the steakhouse I can't afford. After the game, they go to the steakhouse I can't afford. They're going to eat and chill out and have a drink.
Listen, I know. Look, Jimmy Butler.
Why me and you stuck in traffic, pissed off because we lost the game and mad because I threw a battery.
We don't have a helicopter. We don't have that.
Come on, fam. Like, come on, get with it.
I'm driving my little Toyota Camry, stuck on the I-5, trying to get back to my spot, and you got a personally chauffeur limousine sipping on the finest wine with the other team who you got friends on.
You know where they at? They are in the back of the clubhouse where they serve them dinner in a buffet that they eating as catered, laughing at your dumb ass because you threw a battery and you got kicked out of the game because you're stupid. They
did you see? Hey, did you see the clip the other day? There was a clip actually at one of the preseason games. LeBron and the rest of the Lakers were on the bench, and they were doing exactly that. They were laughing at a fan that was getting kicked out of the game because he had acted a fool.
Yeah,
And again,
Because you want to act a fool like, thank you for your money, thank you for watching, but you know what? You stupid because you just got kicked out of a game. They laughing at you. You
they
have
laughing
no
at you, not
bearings.
with you.
No, they don't have a clue who you are and don't have a clue about even getting to know who you are
My
and could
gosh.
care less about who you are. Again, as soon as the game is over, guess what? They shaking 5. Bro, we gonna grab dinner? Yeah, we're gonna grab dinner. Let's get at the buffet. We'll eat downstairs. We'll eat the thing. All right, we're gonna get with you tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. And that's the end of the day. While you over here pounding the mag, talking about I hate him so much, I'm burning. They can care less, man.
Mm-hmm.
They can care less. That's why they're playing the next season. They're millionaires. It's a whole different ball game. So what are you pissed off about?
I'm not trying to be mad. I'll tell you what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do for you and me right now, and for the 100 or so people that are watching, shouts out to you. I'm trying to get us accommodations in New Orleans. Let me tell you something. New Orleans for Super Bowl, Airbnb, hotel, Motel 6, Motel 3, Holiday Inn, Quality Inn. It don't matter. We may have waited just a little too. I'm sorry for the squirrel moment, but we may have waited just a little too long. We may not be staying in New Orleans.
We
We
might be
may be
staying in
staying.
Slide Hill.
We may be
We
staying
might
in
be staying in
Texas.
Slide Hill.
Is that?
We might
We
be
may
going to Slide
have to
Hill.
stay someplace else. And what I'll do,
Or
I'm
you
gonna
know
get a
what?
rental car, and then we go
We
there.
might fly into Houston and just drive over from Houston.
My
You know what I
God,
mean?
bruh. New Orleans about to
Hey,
come up on this Super Bowl because the prices that I'm seeing for the 3 days are from $1,500 all the way up to what I saw the other night. I sent it to you. I think one of them was
yeah,
$35,000. It's
yep.
crazy. It's crazy.
Hey, as long as we make it to what's name's party, I'm
You get this comment a lot. You know, Montell shouldn't be messing with anger management class. You know, you
I'm
shoot
way to
straight
the
to the
point.
point
Oh
too
man,
much.
hey Reggie, I appreciate the compliment, man. I can only give it from my perspective, man. I appreciate that. I just like anybody else was probably on it. They just want to keep it real and keep it very, very honest. I don't understand, man. Some of the topics I don't understand their state of mind. So
I think that's been
our show, that's we
our
do our
success as
shows.
well. The fact that we kind of talk a little bit, we talk different than
Yeah,
everybody else. We actually kind of tell the truth, right? We actually tell the good, the bad, the ugly, social impact
yeah,
of
man.
sports. That's what it's
I
about.
don't. Yeah. We gotta be really respectful, like what the impact is on certain things, and some of these guys just make just very, very immature and dumb decisions. And I think some of that's impaired by alcohol and drugs or in situations. But I mean, Pepper should know better. The young brother from Georgia, he should have known better when he got in
Yeah,
this situation. Um, Recently, if you guys can look it up, Georgia player that got arrested, and in any of these other situations, man, they really I'll be honest as a black man, we need to be more cognizant of the situation and do better.
yeah,
We cannot keep being the front page of the paper talking about domestic violence because even though you are rich and you're able to get away with it, guess what? There's a lot of brothers that look up to you and a lot of young men that look up to Julius Peppers and where he comes from in his hometown to see him. And unfortunately, man, young people emulate what they see and their heroes.
yeah.
And we don't want them to emulate that part. So I think it's a call of them. They got to do a little bit better.
Hopefully, he learns from this. The Patriots say they're investigating because when it all came out, they, as typical and as always, they say they didn't have the full story, the full behind the scenes. So we'll find out what's going on, and hopefully something decent will come out of this. Hopefully the young lady is all right. Hopefully he's all right as
Yeah.
well. Right? Again, you want to. There's always 3 sides to the story, and want all 3 sides to be dealt with. But we'll continue to watch it as we do and come back to it as necessary. We didn't
Yeah.
have a show a couple of weeks ago, and just want to again give some shouts out and give some acknowledgement to we've lost a couple of legends, right, in the world. We have lost Dikembe Mutombo from
Yep.
the on the basketball side. Listen, we lost the no
Yeah.
Mr. Block a lot. So Dikembe
Yeah.
Mutombo brain cancer. I mean that was tough, and then also Pete Rose. I'm sad about all of that. I'm sad about both of them. And you and I, we've talked about Pete Rose. You know how I feel about the story of Pete Rose. Yeah, what he did was wrong. He shouldn't have been betting on the games. He should have been betting against himself and all that. I think the man tried to atone, though, right? But after it took so long, after he'd been ostracized from the game, I think he did try to atone. And I saw a letter that he wrote to the commissioner. The fact that he didn't get in while he had a chance to see it and live it, and just the fact that he didn't get into Cooperstown, I think that's just a sad thing right there. They'll probably let him in now posthumously, but I don't know. Was the crime really? And we don't have to go that far. But was the crime that bad?
They hypocrites, man. Ohtani just bet it. I don't care what nobody say. Ohtani bet it. And ain't nobody
still on Ohtani with the money?
Hell yeah. He bet it, man. There ain't no way in the world you're going to let your interpreter get hold of that kind of money and make the place.
You holding on it. You're going to ride or die with that one, boy. You're going to ride
or die with it because you're not going to play me for Boo Boo the Clown. I know. Bro, he bet it, and he was about to get caught, and they figured out a story to blame it on his interpreter. Enough said. They're hypocrites. I'm sorry. I refuse to believe that Pete Rose is the only person that betted on baseball. True. Betting on your own sport didn't really become prevalent until about 20 years ago when people started really monitoring it. Guys have been betting on games for all their life. I'm sorry. The great Michael Jordan admitted to bet.
Yeah.
I don't know if he betted on his own game, but he gambles on sports and everything a whole lot. So, with that being said, Pete Rose should have been in. I mean, none of that took away the accomplishments he did on the baseball field. What he's done. His accomplishment, what he does, his batting percentage, how he did all the good things. Now, was it wrong? Absolutely. Did it deserve some punishment? Absolutely. But does it deserve the point where he doesn't take a place in the Hall of Fame? I think they were wrong. I think they're very hypocritical. And I think they learned over time how they got to protect players when they do those things. Think about it. If Pete Rose is putting up the numbers that he did back then in today's game, they would have covered it up. Yeah. Oh, hell no, he ain't bad. Yeah. He's a face of baseball. He's doing all these things. No, he's not doing any of those. They would have figured out a way to cover it up and get him help on the back end or do whatever. So I think they're a bunch of hypocrites over there, man. I think in those types of situations, like they do it, that's good for them. Ohtani, I told you, they would never put that kind of pressure on Ohtani or wipe him with that kind of dirt because right now he's the international face of baseball. Actually, he's the savior of baseball right now. Ohtani was the hottest thing going on. So you can't tarnish what the hottest thing's going on because he's bringing us the most money. Everywhere he goes, he's selling out. Guess what? We got international TV watching every game he plays.
Which is crazy because he's not even at his 100%. He's not even pitching. He's just DHing, right? He's just hitting.
Yes.
And he's having that type of impact. I agree with you though, and you know how I feel about baseball. I do agree with you about them being hypocrites on this particular situation.
Yeah, man. So
sad.
It's sad, man. It's really sad for them. But I'll rest in peace. Also, rest in peace to James Amos and Earl.
Yes.
James Earl Jones, man. The two fathers that were on Coming to America.
Man.
Obviously, we know famous James Earl Jones is the voice of.
Wasn't that like the same day, or like that was like a Monday and a Wednesday or something?
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
We lost good times.
James Earl Jones, for those who know, man, I think he was the father figure a lot of us had because we was watching Good Times when we were single family. So
talk about that, boy. Talk about that.
Yeah, strong father figure, man. So both of those young men, praise for their family. Those two guys, rest in peace. They lived a long life, very influential men, and especially in the African American community, as just being figures on TV and what they showed us, man. And James Earl Jones, man, that voice, man, it's as iconic as Samuel L. Jackson's voice is, right?
Truth.
Seeing what he said. So, man, I think, we lost a lot of great entertainers, and including, and some of them were sports entertainers and some of them were actors and actresses, entertainers. So rest in peace to all of them.
There you go. There we go. Listen, we're going to bring this plane in here in just a second, man. Appreciate everybody for jumping in. We crossed that 100 mark. Yeah, we going to keep up with you, Twitter. We're going to keep you with us. Love it. WNBA starts tomorrow in terms of the
finals. Right?
Finals.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and call it. New York Liberty gonna take this. Yeah. Sabrina Ionescu, Breanna Stewart. That's gonna be tough for those Minnesota Lynx to keep up with. Listen, the links is hot.
We're gonna
Listen, they hot though, but
we're gonna double up on that soda bet. We're gonna double up on that
what we
soda bet. I'm gonna
betting?
take the
Listen,
wings.
when we get to New
Taking the
Orleans,
soda.
we betting. What is it? It's the what's the little donuts again? The powder donuts.
Oh, you talking about the beignets?
Listen,
Beignets.
2 orders of beignets on you when you lose.
Okay, on this. Okay, I got you. We did. I got the links. You go ahead and take the liberty. I'm on it.
Man.
Yeah, Jones and Sandlot. Yeah.
See, bet you know.
Absolutely.
Bet you know. You gonna be watching? So tomorrow, ESPN. Where they playing? Are they?
I think they're Minnesota
not. They're
first.
not. Okay, yeah, they're not in the eye of any of these storms, so that should be decent. But okay, but yeah, I think they're in Minnesota first. But yeah, Breanna Stewart back in her rhythm. UNESCO hitting logo threes.
I ain't with it. I'm going with the Lynx. I'm going with Minnesota, man. I'm going with Minnesota.
Pray for you, man. Pray for you. But you
please do. I appreciate it.
Be gullible that way. Be gullible that way all you want to. But when I get that money, when I get that beignet money from you, it's cool.
I'm gonna be right there. I'm gonna be right there with you, man. I'm gonna be right there with you with some crawfish. There we go.
Okay, and where we staying? Because after we hang up here, I'm gonna be looking for some Airbnbs and some Verbos.
Bro, you sent me that price, man. My face just turned sad and sour. I'm like, I don't.
Man,
hey, yeah. I'm gonna tell you right now. If it costs us $35,000 to get a room, we're not going. We're gonna be home. We're gonna be sitting in the car. Montell Allen ain't got it like that at all. Shoot, man. No.
Vegas was one thing, right? We knew all about Vegas. We could take care of Vegas, and we knew how to do that, and we made that happen. But yeah, New Orleans is definitely trying to come up for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And I might got the hookup, like I told you. And I'll tell people on the air, like, so we linked
hold
up
on,
with some people.
Don't give everything away on it. You sure you want to get this away? Oh my God.
We're good. So I know some people that are Native American that are involved in the Jim Thorpe story, and one of the representatives that's on the West Coast is from here, and he's a friend of mine. So he wants to make sure that we're taken care of when we go to New Orleans, as far as being there, getting a chance to interview players and all of those good things, based from where they get set up. So it's a blessing. It's just a blessing in disguise, man. Like, It's funny because me and James we were in Las Vegas. We went to where they were going to do the Jim Thorpe story, and how he's one of the greatest athletes to ever come out of Oklahoma, how he's Native American, and all those good things that kind of came with it. Speaking, I'm talking about the right person, right, James? That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. So, they talked about how Native American, all the good things that came about it. It just happened to be Osai. A friend of mine is on the representative of that team, and they're going to be presenting again also in New Orleans and doing those things. And we have been invited to be a part of it and join the squad and join this team to be there. So, shout out to my man Keith. I appreciate it, man. Those are good things. Now we got to just kind of work on the place where we're going to stay. I mean, he told me, he said, man, I got some things for you. Don't worry about it. But I'm going to worry about it before.
Yeah, we're going to worry about it. Because I got some weird travel arrangements because I'm already going to be in Austin, Texas that week prior. So for work. So I'm going to be puddle jumping from Austin to New Orleans. And I'll sleep in the airport. You know me and my wife, we slept in the airport before.
I know you.
We can do that.
No more. Yeah.
We could be in the United Lounge.
Yeah. When God has a will, man, he has a way, right? So, God making it happen for us. I'm sure we're going to figure out a way to be able to be there and be successful and make sure our show keeps going while we in the Super Bowl. We told y'all last year we was going. We was there. This year we're going to be going. This there. We'll see our man Urban Fryer and them. Hope they'll be there. I'm trying to get see if Hardy Nickerson is going to be there. And then hopefully, if this is going to be in New Orleans, some of the players I know is Chris Olave, really good, talented player that's from San Diego that I know, and also Rashid Shaheed, who's also on the New Orleans Saints. I'm sure he's going to be there in the building. We'll get to see those guys while we're in New Orleans. So, man,
JuJu Smith-Schuster, right? We hooked up with him last time. Yeah,
JuJu.
We know some folks. Some folks. Okay.
Yeah. So, well, there's a will, there's a way, man. We're going to make it happen. Like I said, God going to lay the path, man. We just got to walk it. So, we're going to be all right.
We're going to walk it. Montell, take us home, brother.
Yeah, so everybody out there, say prayers, everything. Say prayers for the people that's in Florida. They're going through some hard times. Please, everybody, like I say every week, check up on your loved ones, especially with mental health going on in all these situations and times getting, a little bit harder. Please make sure you stay, just call and say hi and see how they're doing. And like we said, please get comfortable having comfortable conversations because that's how we get better.
streets, bringing the heat. Team no sleep, with champions meet. We're on the mic, taking over the game. No time for rest, no scrambling for fame. Talking sports, breaking it down from the court to the field. All around town, we stay up all night, grinding on the mic, bringing news, real stories on the fly. Montell's got the stats, James got the flow. Together we're a duo,